Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let us begin a new series for Crusader Kings 2. We're going to call this the Conscientious Objection playthrough. That's going to be a little tricky for me to say over a long period of time probably, but basically, for those who are not familiar, a Conscientious Objector, or a Conscientious Objection, is a refusal on moral or religious grounds to participate or to bear arms in military conflict. So, the idea behind this series is that we're going to pick a weak character, and we're just never going to declare war. Now, if people declare upon us, we must defend ourselves, of course, but we're just not going to be the aggressor. I'm not going to just fabricate claims or, holy war the Umayyads or whatever. We're only going to try to expand via marriage and politics. So this is, again, the Conscientious Objection playthrough, which clearly does not sound like most of my other series that have a nice little rhyme to them or something, but whatever. We'll just call it the CO playthrough. Conscientious Objection. So let's pick like a lowly count, because that's just what we do. I was thinking about France, because I don't think I've ever played in France. Maybe France or Aquitaine. But we start off as like, here, we'll be the Count of Guines. Guinness. No, he's got the county of Bologna. Oh, does he have multiple counties? Is that the issue? I think he does. Yeah, this guy's got 2 counties. So we'll take this guy then, because he only has 1. Single county count, we'll play in Iron Man mode, why not? Which means no ruler designer. And hopefully this guy doesn't kill me. But let's just see how we do. So, we're allowed to do all kinds of things. Like, oh my god, we have no stewardship whatsoever. We're allowed to, of course, plot and faction and those types of things. Again, our moral objection is just to armed force, offense. It's not to murder. We'll kill our fair share of babies, I'm sure of it. Unfortunately, these are all above 8, which prevents me from taking the ambition to improve to get some prestige. I think the first one we'll do is just get a son. Although we already have a brother. Oh, it's my half-brother. I did not know that. My half-brother owns land over here. Curious. He is a single county count of this land. And I am a single county count of this land. And this is my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law? Alright, let's see if we can figure out this relationship. So my wife is the sister to the Duke of Verona, who lives here. Fascinating, okay. My wife... well, wait, let's check my brother's wife. My brother's not married. Okay, my wife. We have multiple counts who are brothers-in-law. This guy lives there. Okay. Oh, I just unpaused the game. And this guy. Ah, so my wife's brother... How convenient. This is completely unplanned, by the way. But my wife actually has a claim on the Duchy of Verona. Like, so we have some marriage claims already. That's fantastic. But yes, we do want to have a son, because that's going to be important. Need to have an heir, especially with a woman who has a claim. So this will be a great playthrough if you're unfamiliar with how to play diplomatically and like actually conquer foreign lands via intrigue. This will all hopefully be able to show you how that works. So we only have a single county count. We're going to obviously want to collect taxes and train troops, because it's like the only thing we can really do. And we do have a duke above us, our direct liege. We are not directly beneath the king. We are under Duke Budouin of Flanders. So we're going to go ahead and set about improving relations with him so that he hopefully likes us and doesn't try to revoke our counties or anything like that, and possibly even gives us more counties. If he goes over his own personal domain limit, he'll probably want to give it to one of us, either my brother-in-law or me, since we're all in the same county, or sorry, same Duchy of Flanders. Oh, excuse me, no. Where are we? Yes, we are. Yep, all Flanders. And yet he somehow is not directly underneath this duke. He should be, but he's not. He's underneath the king. So that's interesting. We might as well improve relations with the Pope, because this is a Catholic playthrough, so that'll be fun. We can also mess around with that a little bit. No sense in changing feudal levies, because we're single county count. We have no vassals who are even affected by feudal levies or feudal taxation. We only have a mayor and a bishop. I really don't think we need to change laws at this point, although typically I like to change church taxation to 0, because if the bishop doesn't like me enough, like in this case, he likes the Pope more than he likes me, he's going to pay taxes to the Pope, which means that whatever percentage I set it to, 35%, 35% of our money is leaving the realm and going to the Pope, meaning that my bishop is not spending that money upgrading his holding. I'm not getting it, so I'd rather just turn it to 0. If I'm getting none, I'll just turn it to 0, make him like me more, and now he has that 35% more money to upgrade the holding. So we'll just change it to no church tax. Sorry, Mr. Pope. No soup for you. Demand duchy from liege. That's not likely to happen. And we can borrow from the Jews. Ooh. Well, definitely let's go on a pilgrimage first. I shall go on a pilgrimage to seek God's grace at one of the holy places of Christianity. Fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Flanders. Well, let's see what kind of support we can get. Very little at this point, so if we could get the king on our side, it's possible. But for now, let's just not do that. We could try to kill our wife, but let's wait until we actually have an heir. Now, we could plot to murder my brother. Hey, let's start off the game as a good old kinslayer. Sounds great. All right, let's go. So this will probably be something where we play on speed 4 or 5, because we're not going to be constantly microing war. There are a number of different places that you could visit. I shall go to one of the ancient sites. I will travel to the Holy Land. My things are packed. I'm ready to go. We have a regent who probably has significantly higher... He's an imbecile, or slow, but that's fine. They said this was a lawless stretch of road, but you still feel rather unlucky to be in this situation. The robbers are many and armed, and they demand that you pay a toll before you are allowed to pass. Okay. 10 gold, that's unfortunate. You have spent the last few days of your journey on water. The vessel you are traveling on rocks gently in the breeze as the sailors go about their business. Being on board ship is quite unlike being on board ship. On board a ship. And for some reason this sentence is just striking me as strange. Being on board ship is quite unlike being on land. So much is different. So many strange words for the things here. Starboard, abaft, aground. What does it all mean? This is fascinating. I must take the opportunity to learn. Or, this does not concern me. I will spend my time in prayer. I guess I prefer to take the 30% shot. Didn't work. Unfortunate. Jerusalem, we've arrived. Okay, so, interestingly, these guys are all at war. They're doing something crazy. What are you guys doing? Who's at war? My liege? Are you at war? Attacking in the Italian reconquest of Bari. So, this guy has somehow, you know, there's that going. I'm guessing what has happened is, was it Italy that declared it? Yeah. Italy declared a war in the reconquest and called in all of the other Carlings. So, it's the Carlings versus Italy. As you walk around on this holy ground, you ponder the secrets and essence of God. The teachings of the Holy Church have never felt more relevant to you than now. Imagine the knowledge contained in the scriptures stored here. Sure. At least pick up Scholar, which is great for learning. And we gain the trait Pilgrim, which just increases our piety. So we're done. Good, good. Okay, so we're home from that. Now we could take a loan, which I have no reason not to do, I think. Still plotting to kill my... Ooh. A little bit of coin here. Might be able to kill my brother a little bit quicker. For some reason oh, there goes the plot. It's already firing. Interestingly, it says that he would join, but now he's not willing to join. We don't have the money to bribe. Well, we're just... There's no reason. Let's just take the loan. Give me the money. I'm going to need some money here to plot. That's just essential. So this spy master... I guess at one point he was willing to join, and now he's not, so it's just kind of leaving him out to dry. We could send him money, he'd probably do it, but let's see if this plot works first. And if we become a kinslayer already, I'll be a little bit upset. I could kiss that snake. It slipped away into the night, and the guards are now too busy contending with a string of lethal snake attacks to search for those responsible. So we didn't even become a kinslayer. How nice. We are, unfortunately, over our domain limit because we're a complete imbecile when it comes to managing land. That is terrible. We're going to need to improve stewardship. But we've inherited some land from over here. So West Francia just inherited land from Lotharingia. It's complicated, but it can happen. It's just based on dynasties and things like that. When you have crown law that is high enough, I believe it's high crown authority. It's high crown authority where vassal inheritance can no longer leave the realm. That's what that's referring to. Like, if Lotharingia had high crown authority, then I would not have been able to be in the list of successors to that count. Instead of going to me, it would have gone up to the liege because there was no suitable heir. But because he's not on high crown law, he is only on, I believe, limited. Yep, you can see right down here in the corner. Limited crown authority. We were able to inherit our way into a second county already. Now, the penalty for being over by 1 used to be, if you had a domain 1 limit, you just have no income whatsoever at all. But now, we only have a 25% penalty. We do get a minus 10 opinion penalty with all of our vassals, but there's only 4 of them. So we'll just make do. Let's see if either of these guys actually are better at anything than what we have. No, they're all terrible. I don't think we have any new people. Oh, we do have a 14 stewardship guy. And my current steward's not a landed character, so we'll just replace him and have him collect taxes in the one that makes more money, which is this one. Spymaster's slightly superior here. Unfortunately, this guy is landed, so I'm not going to replace him. I don't want to piss off a landed vassal because we have just no power. We need every vassal to like us as much as possible. So, speaking of that, let's go ahead and assign some honorary titles to these characters. I'm going to probably try to average it out. I'll give the lowest opinion vassal the best title. We'll make this guy cupbearer. We'll make this guy the High Almoner. And you, sir, can be the Master of the Hunt. I love playing as a Christian because you get access to feasts, hunts, and summer fairs, which are just great at fixing your traits. Like, the feast will allow us to get rid of arbitrary. Wrath can be gotten rid of via... I think you can get rid of it with something. There's one that procs patient. Gregarious, of course, you can get at feasts. You can pick up just at feasts. So we'll try to improve our traits here over time. But for now, let's just try to make a baby. My heir is now my kinsman, who is actually this character. Interesting. So I am his heir. This spymaster cannot apparently be bribed. She really likes him. But what we can do, and this is a part to the ledger that I almost never use. You can go here to the possible inheritance tab, and you can see count Household of Artois, whatever it's called, Artois. You can see who is likely to inherit, our position, and then who holds it, and then you can actually find these counties. So we're going to be using that a little bit more than normal. What do you want, sir? We request that you answer your obligation and answer this call to arms against Duke Objection of Flanders. So my brother-in-law, here's what's happening. My Duke is attacking that guy in the de jure war over Boulogne. So he's trying to take a single county from my brother-in-law because it's part of his de jure duchy. Now, it would all be much simpler, of course, if the king would just transfer vassalage of this count to him, because he belongs underneath this duke. But unfortunately, I really don't want to rise up against my liege. I'm imagining that he has a lot more power than I do. In fact, yes, he's the strongest character in France. He has 50% of the power of the king. It's insane. How is it possible that the king only has 2,000 men? So either way, he's got 1,187 men. I can clearly see here that the 544 of my brother-in-law, maybe if we combined my army with his army, we'd have a little bit over 1,000. I do have money from mercenaries. Let's think about this for a moment. He has money for some mercenaries, but he's not likely to hire. The AI does not like to hire when they're that low on money. And he is the wrong culture, so ultimately I don't want him to be my liege. What culture am I? I'm a German, in fact. I'm a German Catholic. You know, what would be the outcome? if we rise to his defense and win the war, we're still branded a traitor. No, he's just forcing me to lose 100 prestige here. He's just a jerk. That's sad. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Instead, we'll go on a hunt and just pretend like nothing is happening. Conscientious objection. We object, my liege. Hey, cool. The day did not bring any game at all. It had been a futile hunting trip with my guests, and my face still burned with shame when the gamekeeper told me about deer parks. So go ahead, and that allows me to become ambitious. It's a great trait. I still have 0 stewardship. I'm that bad at stewardship. Let's try going on another hunt. Maybe we can even pick up diligent. And I'm hoping that if we do get diligent, it will allow us to actually hold both domain holdings. We don't want to become craven, so let's go ahead and face it alone with our spear. Hopefully we don't die. We did not. We got Master Hunter. I'm out of the woods, and I see a mighty stag while my party is hunting. What are the odds? Nah, I'll just take the 5 prestige, I think. Look at that. Now I've got a military hat. I'm leading troops, aren't I? No, I'm wearing my military hat. And a feast, perhaps? We don't have enough prestige for a feast. How sad. So let's go ahead and contribute our own troops to my liege. We're going to help him because I don't want my liege to get weak. I really don't. I mean, that sounds strange, I know. I do and I don't. Like, I want him to be weak when I want him to be weak. When it's time for me to attack him. I don't want him to just be a weak duke and have someone else come in and replace him. Only I'm allowed to replace him. Buying 1 indulgence would probably be just fine. A little bit more piety. And these raiders are certainly causing problems. How does the Pope feel about us? 26. Of course, we have no shot in getting into the into there. As long as they don't raid me, I guess I don't really care. Come on, woman, make a baby. Come on now, we're both jealous, aren't we? No? Alright. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break here, and in the next video, hopefully, we will continue to grow via inheritance. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you again soon.